I'm Shelly Turner with the Builderall team. In this video, I'm going to show you some new features we have in the form of timers that are available on your dashboard. So I'm just going to go to the plus button, and then I'm going to go down here to timers, and you'll notice that there's a new flag to it. So let's go ahead and click that. And now we have many different styles of timers that are available for you to use on your website. So let's take a look at a few of them and see how they look. So I'm just going to grab one of the first ones, which is the square timer. I'm going to grab the pink one, and then we'll close the window. And you can see that it pulls in exactly like what it looks like. And to do any changes to make it look like your website and be consistent with the colors and format of your website, all you have to do is right click and you can go to Edit. And here on the Edit area, you've got a lot of options. First of all, you can choose the theme settings. So we've chosen square, but we can actually choose circles. We can choose panels. This one is important because it's not responsive friendly. We can choose a simple timer. We can choose a text timer. We can choose a pill timer. So you can see there's lots of choices. I'm going to stick with the squares for now. And once I choose the squares, then I've got a lot of options on colors that I want to use. So I can change the label color. So let's go ahead and change that to a black. And you can see how the color of that changed, the label changed to black. The value, I'm going to change the color of that, and we'll change that one to black. You can see that the values changed. The background, I can change the color of that. And let's make it a yellow. And then the border, I can click the color of that. And let's say for this one, I'm going to change the border to a red, but that's kind of a deep dark red. Maybe I want to do more colors and make it transparent. And so you can see I'm changing to kind of a lighter color there by making it transparent. And I can also choose to drag that color anywhere I want to change the color. I can also drag this anywhere I want to change the color and really specify what color I want for that border or any other area that I'm trying to change the color of. I also have the ability to bring in a predetermined color by using these RGBA codes. And if I have those codes, I can bring those in and it will give me an exact color that I want for whatever elements I'm changing. So once I find my color, I can just close out of those. And there's my colors right there. I can choose a date setting. I can choose a specific date so that the timer counts down to that specific date. I can choose a countdown timer where I want to go 4 days from now, and it will start counting down from 4 days. I can choose an evergreen timer, so it's constantly evergreen, it's constantly going. And then I can choose a refresh timer. And this is where every time the person refreshes the page, the timer will start over again. Then I can choose the action, and I can choose what the action is when the timer counts down to 0. So I can choose to send them to a specific page. I can send them to open up to dial a phone number, so this would be great for mobile version of a page. I can send them to a pop-up, a video. You get this. We've got this with almost everything we've got available. There's lots of things you can do once that timer counts down. Probably the most popular is to open up another web address and send them to another page. There's also a configuration assistant, and when you click this, you can say what do you want to do, and you can choose specify a certain date and set it up, and then you can have that as like a profile. And once you set up that profile, you can go to select configuration and choose that profile every time. So if you're doing a website or a webinar and you're creating pages for several different people, you can create the same timer one time on a profile, and then for each page that you create, you can just pull in that profile and it will set up the timer the exact way you want it. So lots of really neat stuff. Once you get it configured the way you want it, you just click confirm and your timer's ready to go. There's a few other things you can do with your timers. You can right-click your timer and choose timer sizes, and from here you can change the size of your timer by going to right here to change the number size, and then here to change the description size. And then you've also got the ability to right-click and choose animation. And for animation, there's a lot of choices. You can choose the down arrow and choose for it to bounce in. It can flash, it can pulse, and you can do entrances, you can do exits, all kinds of really interesting things that you can do with your timer. And then once you choose the actual animation that you want, then you need to choose what happens with that animation. Does it happen when the element appears on the page? Does it happen when you click the element, when you mouse over, when the mouse leaves the element, or is it associated with an animation time counter? So lots of neat things you can do just in that configure animation part to really make your timer interesting. Once you configure that, you just click confirm and your timer is ready to go. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other formats so you can kind of see what's out there. So I'm going to go to timer, and we saw the square ones. Let's go ahead and do the simple timers, and then the text timer, and we'll go again, and you'll see that there's also a pill timer. And then one of my favorites, this is probably the one that I like the look of the best, and that is the circular right here. Just love the way that looks. We'll put that by the side so you can see it. And then the last one on the list is actually what we've been having for a while, and that is just the regular timer. And remember that this one right here is not very good at being responsive. All the other ones are good at being responsive, but this one is the one that is not responsive. So those are now the different timers that you have available to put in any one of your websites, and have fun using these new timers in your Builderall pixel perfect and responsive website builders.